It's Sasser here from TGT Webcomics. We're here at Kids Read Comics, a wonderful event here in Dearborn. We're here with the master of anything when it comes to Wonder Woman and amazing artwork in general, Mr. Arvell Jones. How are you doing today?
Oh, you know how to butter up a guy. I'm doing good.
You know, we're short on time. This is the end of the day here, unfortunately. You're an amazingly talented person.
Thank you.
But what got you involved with Kids Read Comics?
What got me involved? I got an email from one of the two Dans. I can't remember which, and they did the same thing you did. They buttered me up, and I said, "Yes, master, I will be there." I always thought the mission was a good mission. I was concerned that I went to Japan, and in Japan, it was me, Sergio Aragonis. I can't remember everybody was there. Jerry Robinson, the creator of the Joker, Steve Lealoa, and Tina Robbins. And we looked at this mix of people, and we were in Japan, and we partied for about a week. And we kept saying, why are we here? They're paying all our expenses. They're getting our wives drunk every night. Why are we here? And then on the last day, they said, we want to have a meeting with you. We said, okay. We sat down for the meeting, and this guy was yelling and screaming and pounding on the table for about 20 minutes or so. And our interpreter sitting next to us were writing, and we didn't understand what he was saying because he was talking in Japanese. And then we looked at our interpreters like, what is going on here? And my interpreter looked at me and said, why don't you grow your market? Not every book you do has to be about men in spandex. You know, why don't you draw other types of books? We do comics for everybody, for brides, for old people, for people that want to learn to fix cars, for people that want to learn new languages. We do comics for everybody. It's a medium. Why are you always just doing superheroes? And we do comics for everything. Why don't you grow your market? And we said, well, we're just simple artists that, we do what we're told. The big companies tell us what to do. He said, no. In Japan, the artist drives the industry. They create it, and we find a way to sell it. We find that our job as publishers is to find the market for it. You guys are doing it backwards. And I came back to Detroit, and I looked at where our comics were doing. I said, yeah, we're going to die out if we don't get any kids in here. There's nobody that's going to pick up the handle and keep the culture going if we don't start to do something for kids. So that's been sort of where I've been since. That was back in '93. And since that time, 95. Was it 95? Okay, whatever.
Now, you've been a real staple in the comic industry for many number of years here. What got you started in the comic industry?
Oh, you want to hear that story too?
Well,
all right. There's a three-parter. There is the part where I wanted to be a film director, and my dad took me to a department store, and he found out how much. I'll give you the short version. He found out how much 8mm cameras cost, lights, film, and developing, and that didn't include any special effects or anything I wanted to do. He looked at the cost of that, and he looked at the cost of a pencil and a piece of paper. Need I say more? Nope. Well, I'll tell you this. He did say to me that if I ever got good enough where people would be interested in my stories, he would buy me that film camera. He lied.
Oh God.
When I got that good, he just said to me, you're making enough money now to buy your own.
You know, the one thing that I've always enjoyed about your artwork is your action sequences. You really know how to bring that extra pow and what am I trying to say? That extra effort into the action sequences. That's what really drew me to your style.
That's only because when I was a kid, I lived in a tough neighborhood in Detroit, and I had to fight my way to get an education. You know, guys will say, "What are you doing with those comic books? You're not cool. You're a geek." And I go, "No, I'm not. I'm not a geek. I may not be cool, but I'm not a geek." You know, and you know, we get into arguments, and you know, I had to do my Captain America moves and everything like that. I was, you know, had to learn karate and, you know, all that stuff before David Carradine came out and Bruce. You know, I had to do all that just because I like carrying comic books to school, and they thought that I shouldn't do such things. So, you know, I had to show them that this was America and I could do that.
You know, the kids that come up, because you know, I saw you doing a sketch earlier for a wonderful person, a little young lady there, and
Wolverine.
Really?
Yeah, she wanted Wolverine with the claws out and hair on his body.
That's interesting. But, you know, you get that type of draw from the young crowds coming in. You're really bringing back the amazing comics of the 80s, 90s, and everything like that to the younger generation. When they come up and see your work, you know, what advice do you have for them if they want to get into this?
I tell them to teach I'll have it upside down. No, we teach a workshop for adults and kids. And one of the things I tell the kids is everything you learn in school you'll need in comics. History, mathematics. Yeah, you'll need mathematics. Yeah, I didn't believe it either, but you do. You gotta sometimes measure stuff. You know, you need to learn how to read, and writing helps as well. You know, especially if you want to fight with your editors. You need to understand when you're writing those angry letters, because they'll just send it back all corrected. Did you actually read it? No, you had to preface it, and you know, you use an adverb when you should use a verb. So you need all of that stuff, and science, and you know, physics, and you need to know a little bit about all that. And of course, physical education also helps, because you need to know what it feels like to be all beat up. You know, so that's what I tell them. And then you know, practicing, if you want to be an artist, you know, draw all the time. I tell my students at the College of Creative Studies, you know, take a sketchbook and draw every day. My first assignment with them is to draw 100 hands. My second assignment is to draw 100 heads. My third assignment is to draw 100 feet. And they got a week to do it in. And they say, "We don't have time for all that." He says, "You have time to sleep, don't you? You have time to go to the toilet, don't you? You have time to eat, don't you? Take a sketchbook with you." He said, "Well, how do I sketch while I'm sleeping?" He said, "No, you do your concept work while you're sleeping, and when you wake up, you put it down."
Lessons to live by, especially if you're using it in the other facilities and all that stuff. That's a perfect place to, you know, waste your time.
Oh yeah, you know, especially there.
No, really what it comes down to is the kids that see your work, what has been the reaction, especially, you know, being a long-time legendary artist as you are, from these younger generations?
Okay, this isn't going to be too exciting. They usually look at my work and go, "Did you draw Iron Man?" I said, "Yeah." "Did you really draw Iron Man?" "Yes." "You know, Thor has got a movie coming out." I said, "I know. You got a drawing of Thor. Did you ever draw Thor?" I said, "Yes, I did." And they go, "Did you really draw Iron Man?" "Yes, I drew Iron Man. I drew. Here, look at my book. I did G.I. Joe. I did Captain America." "Who's Captain America?" "Okay."
Sit down.
Yeah, you know. And then you get those that are a little more sophisticated. Yeah, he's one of those old-time artists.
Well, you're not necessarily old-time.
Well, you know, I mean, they're equating me with Dick Ayers and Bill Everett. And, you know, and I admit I was, you know, maybe one of the early African-American artists to draw, you know, at Marvel and DC and their mainstream characters, you know, and somebody came up to me and said, "I saw some of your work on the History Channel." I said, "Wait a minute, am I old enough to make history?" Yeah, but no, I enjoy them when they're looking through it, and sometimes they ask me, what did you use to draw this? I said, I used a regular marker. And they go, really? I got markers? I said, yep. Yeah, you can color them and everything. Why didn't you color yours? I said, because it's faster for me to just draw it, we got people for the other stuff.
Well, it's been a real pleasure speaking to you, Arvell.